Hey, so I think I am live. Let's just check. Yes, all good. Right, so essentially, I want to let people know about this response that I've had. Hi, Flatball, nice to see you in. Yeah, it's a bit early, mate. I mean, I've not stopped, to be fair. Since I announced the new show format and how it's going to run, I've been absolutely swamped with emails. I mean, I've had over 50 emails already from people offering support, saying the show's going to be a massive success. They love the format, etc. And I've actually had 15 people contact me who actually want to do a presentation. I mean, it's that good. So I've had 9 globe earthers and 6 flat earthers. Actually, that'll be 7 now because I had another one this morning. So 7 flat earthers, 9 globe earthers, all wanting to do a presentation on a particular subject. Hi, Alex, nice to see you in. And so obviously, like I say, I mean, the response has been excellent. Lottie says, I want to present something. Cool. Well, if you want to put a little presentation together, sure. If you think that you're, have a particular skill in one different subject, great. Flat Earth Vader, nice to see you in. Yeah, so the format. So the format is going to be pretty simple. It's going to be, I will do a presentation with whoever wants to do the presentation. So we'll record it pre the show. This way we can iron out any issues if they've misspoke or anything like that, because I want their presentation to literally come across exactly how they want it to come across. I don't want them to be misrepresented or anything like that. So we'll do a pre-record of the interview that I'll be, well, the presentation that I'll be putting out. And then obviously we'll still be going live, and immediately after the presentation is done, we'll be taking comments from the chat to do the questioning of the guest. Now, I'm going to have no input in that. Thanks, Devance. Appreciate that. And yeah, so I'm not going to have, I'm not going to interrupt the guest at all. So the guest is going to be able to say whatever they want to say about any given subject. So I'm going to try and nail it down to a particular subject each time. So it might be gravity, it might be gyroscope, something like that. And literally they're going to do a presentation on just that. My hope is, and by the response that I've had through these emails, is that this is going to be really good, because I've had so many people contacting me about different subjects, people that sit in the chat. Like now we've got 10 people watching, we've got 6 people that are speaking, which means that there's 4 listening, and there's people that are listening that are contacting me. For instance, there's a gentleman that I'll probably be showing his presentation on Friday, who has already written 3 books, one of them about gyroscopes and how they prove a flat earth. So I kid you not. But he hasn't taken part at all in any kind of YouTube stuff. He has had nothing to do with it. He just listens in, but he felt that he could contact me and do a presentation on it. So I spoke to him last night. He seems very clued up. He's going to do the presentation with me this evening, so I'll have that. It'll be ready to go. We'll iron out any kinks if he's misspoke or anything like that. We'll sort it all out. And then on Friday, I'm hoping at 6 p.m. UK time, I will release that as a presentation in a presentation format, because I'm going to start using OBS and stuff. So that's going to be from the flat earth side. But what I'm hoping to do is a double whammy on Friday. I want to do a presentation from a flat earther, and I want to do a presentation from a glober. So 2 probably completely different subjects. I don't want to start off, with one doing both the same subject. I would rather a presentation from a flat earther about gyroscopes, presentation from a glober, perhaps about optics or something like that, whatever it would be. And we'll see where that goes. And My email address is ranty@rantyflatearth.com. I've got people that are doing the OBS stuff for me, so I've got that in place. Somebody else wants to make the intro video for me, which is great. The thumbnails, somebody's doing that for me as well. So I've had a lot of support in that respect. It's just fantastic, I have to say. So I think everyone's looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. And it's going to be a completely unbiased show, and it'll literally be run by the guests. The guests will essentially be hiring out my platform, you know, in that kind of term, for the evening. So obviously they're not paying for that, but they'll be on the stage will be theirs, the audience will be theirs, and it's literally, you can now speak to a whole group of flat earthers, maybe some globe earthers that might be in the chat, and you can present your reasons as to why you believe the Earth is a sphere, or why you believe the Earth is a flat plane, or even concave. And, you know, I'm having no input in it. Literally, I'll just be introducing the guest, perhaps putting some of the questions from the chat to the guest after his presentation's been done, and then I'll round up, and that will be it. You know, there won't be any arguments from me. You know, I'll let that format run, and if somebody feels that they have a strong enough feeling that they want to respond to whatever was presented, they have the option to come on and do a presentation of their own. Not necessarily a direct attack on the person that's already done the presentation prior, because I don't want that. But what I would like them to do is put a presentation forward for their own reasons as to why they believe a gyroscope might prove the globe, you know. And then what we'll do, I will ask them, do they actually want to do this one-on-one debate with each other? And if they do, we'll organise that. And I'll be an impartial moderator, and I'll let these two guys have, with two opposing beliefs, you know, about gyroscopes and how they prove things. And I'll let them have the debate between each other, because I will believe that if they're going to do a presentation on something, it's going to be their speciality. So I'm hoping to get people with a speciality in one particular subject, not a whole bunch of different stuff, but just one subject. And this is what I want: the best of the best, debating the best of the best and putting the best arguments forward. So the first show is going to be on Friday. So today I'm going to change rooms. This computer room isn't sufficient, really. You can hear all this kind of echo, and I don't really want that. So I'm going to move into the bigger room next door. So I'm going to be organising all that. I'm going to start figuring out all this OBS stuff today and tomorrow. Then I'm going to do a couple of trial runs off there. I've got, like I say, I've got the OBS stuff ready to go. Adam Meakin has been good enough to actually put this OBS. Actually, I might show it. I might actually show it. Just 1 second whilst I present what he actually done for me. So let me just bring that over there. So yeah, this is what he's brought up so far. So I'm just going to play a little bit there. I'll put that on mute. So obviously you can't hear anything right now from this, but you know, this is a trial run. We're calling it Flat Earth Roundtable. That's what this debate and presentation platform is going to be called, Flat Earth Roundtable. This is obviously the first mock-up of how the show might look when I do it on Friday. But I want this kind of table set up, and I like that. I do like that, to be fair. I want to get the chat involved as well, in case we get deplatformed, so I can keep the chat. Obviously, if you get deplatformed and you haven't got this running through, you lose the chat. So I want to keep that. And obviously, I want to have a screen where the presentation is being done, etc. So I really do actually like this for a first, you know, initial thing. You know, if anybody thinks that something could be done different, if you want to leave something in the chat for me and tell me what you think could improve this, I'm all ears. Right. Let's go back to the. The chat front is hard to read. Put it over a darker background. Okay. Yeah, I think it's that Colosseum thing, isn't it? It's like there's a Colosseum in the background. Let's have a look at that actually again. I wonder if it automatically filters through in yellow and white. But maybe we could change the colours of the words as opposed to the background, or maybe just have a black background just there. Yeah. Okay, right. Taken on board. Okay, so Joe Mama has said, I'm sending you an email tomorrow that hopes to prevent anything from slowing down. Your clear effort to keep peace and truth going forward. We can't have any presuppositions on your new platform or we'll end up in the same place. Nobody can show up with planet images or distances from the sun assumptions or whatever. Okay. Okay, but what I'm going to hope is that, and I know I appreciate what you just said, but from the globe side, they believe in planets. So if they want to present something that includes having a planet there, and they want to presuppose it, and they want to beg the question, it's their platform to do that, as far as I'm concerned. So they can do this, they can do that, that's great, let them do it. And then if a flat earther thinks that they now want to do a presentation on, a similar subject, but excluding all presuppositions and why presuppositions are wrong, etc., great, I would allow that, because I want to understand their arguments. And if we're going to say to them, you can't presuppose, it might as well be flat earth debate /2, and I want to allow the globers to come in and express their reasons as to why they believe it. And if they want to include the stars and the suns and everything else, that's fine. I'm not going to stop them from doing that because, like I say, I'm going to have no input with it. It's literally their platform to do what they want. Flat ball, Ranty will keep it civil. Yes, I will. I would hope so. I would hope that the chat keep it civil too, because it'll be a platform where, essentially both globe earthers and flat earthers will be allowed to present without fear of any kind of shouting or arguments or anything like that. And they'll only be asked to do a debate with somebody if they really want to. They won't be forced into having a debate with someone. But the problem that I find at the minute with the debate platform is that there is nowhere for somebody to do a presentation without having to have the debate afterwards. And I think that some people just like doing the presentations. They want to just turn up, do a presentation, get it off the chest, and it's funny, the people that have contacted me, I have actually asked them, would they be willing to do a one-on-one with somebody in their particular speciality subject, and they've said yeah. So it probably is going to end up where they do a debate with somebody, but it will be very, very civil, and I'll be a moderator, and it will be, you're going to be calm, you're going to be respectful, and if we don't get concessions on certain days, it's fine, we'll move on past a particular sticking subject, and I'll ask them to come back at another date, perhaps a couple of weeks down the line, where they've had time to research something that might have been a sticking point, and then come back and address that. And I would hope at some point there would have to be concessions at some point from somebody, because that's what it's all about. I'll concede stuff if I feel I'm wrong. And I think the only way we're going to move anything forward is if there has to be concessions at some point from people, because the globe doesn't have all the answers. We know this, and the globe also know they have holes. Same with the flat earth. We're just the same. We're both equally holy, kind of thing, holes. And the sooner that we get people to concede these points, is great. For instance, I'll give you an example. Mick West's curve calculator has changed recently, and he's put in that this curve calculator is not accurate for observations close to the horizon over water, right? Now, that might not seem like a huge concession in the big scheme of things, because it's a bloody obvious thing, right? It's bloody obvious that the curve calcs do not work over water at the horizon. We know this, we see far further than we should, and that's a big issue for the globe. But the fact that he's addressed that and put his little stipulation in there is the way of conceding that point. The flat earthers have been saying that there's a problem with the curve calcs over water and doing observations near the horizon. We've been saying this. And the globers have always refused to entertain that notion until Mick West put his little caveat out and said, okay, yeah, okay, there is an issue with the curve calcs over those things. So he conceded. Great, that's what we need. We need concessions, just as the flat earthers will give concessions. We give concessions all the time. So in order to move this forward, there has to be some platform where people can have the freedom to concede a point in order to get to the bigger picture. Because ultimately, everyone was too stuck in the mud right now, far too stuck in the mud. Let's just have a look at who's just messaged me on Skype. Arwin. Right. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, so guys, if you've not seen this already, because I've seen that a few other people just joined right now, I want to show you what the Adam Meakin has put together for me. So I'm just going to share my screen again. And this is going to be along the lines of the design that I want through my OBS studio. So it's going to be flat earth round table. I've had some feedback of people saying that the font scroll here might not be too easy to read. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think it needs changing at all? Or do you think that it's sufficient? Because I want to keep the chat. I want people's words to be saved, ultimately, and I want to make sure that we can all see this. If there's an issue or you think that there's something else I could do, could you let me know? So, close that. Brian Stavely, nice to see you in. If anybody hasn't subscribed to him, I would suggest going over there, giving him a little helping hand over there. He's putting stuff out quite regular. I'll just go to his channel. Here we go. He's close to 5,000 subscribers. It would be nice to push him past 5,000 today. What do you think, guys? He's only got 53 to go. And I know that this video will get probably at least 500 views by the end of the day, which is ace. So if just 1 in 10 people head over there and subscribe to him, we can get him past 5,000. It's always a big landmark, Always a big landmark. Eyes Wide Open, nice to see you in. Bandwidth, Bandit. Is the abuse level going to be moderated in the debate strictly? I hope for everyone's sake. Yeah, I mean, the format is going to be where I basically allow whoever it is that's going to do the presentation to have essentially full control of my channel for an hour and a half. Obviously, I'll still be in control of it, but they'll be literally taking over the show to do their own presentation for that particular amount of time. So it's literally going to be how they handle the presentation and how they handle the questions coming from the chat. I'm not going to ask them questions. I'm not going to debate them at all. It's an interaction between the people in the chat and himself. So he's going to do a presentation anywhere between 10 minutes and 45 minutes. He can say whatever he wants. It could be completely wrong, and we could all know he's completely wrong, or she's all completely wrong. We could all know this instinctively as soon as they start the presentation. But if they think that they're right, let them have a go. Let them have a say, And then if people want to challenge that, whatever's been put out, they can do it. And the hope is that eventually we'll finally get the best of the globe earthers against the best of the flat earthers, with their arguments debating each other. Over time, it might take 3 months, it might take 6 months to get to that position, but I would hope that that's how it would go. And who knows, down the line, if it's really successful, I would hope that maybe we could even get, suppose you've got 2 specialists on gyroscopes on the flat Earth against 2 specialists from the globe Earth, and perhaps they could enter into a debate. I've got a lot of ideas going forward, but it will be civil, that's for sure. It will be civil. Wobbly Boost. So has Patricia stopped believing in the flat Earth subject or the flat Earth social media industry? From what I recall, she is absolutely still a flat earther. She still believes in it. She's still fully behind everybody that does flat Earth. But she said that going forward, she's going to have absolutely no input in anything to do with flat Earth. She's going to believe it still, but she's going to do nothing about it. So there you go, in answer to that. And I haven't heard from her since she told us why she'd given up her channel. What was that, about 2 weeks ago? So I imagine that's her done. All the social accounts have gone. She's just disappeared. Just left all this behind. She's still going to believe it, but she's just disappeared. Tom Budas, nice to see you in. Bit early, isn't it? Yes, it is. I'll tell you for why. It's because I keep getting messages come through on keep getting emails, and I keep getting notifications for it, and throughout the night I've been getting these dings on my phone. As I say, I've had over 50 emails since I put the idea out that this is the show that I was going to do, and yeah, it's been very popular actually. So I could start tomorrow, and I could fill up a slot every day for the next 2 weeks with the amount of people that want to actually put a presentation together. And what's really interesting from my point of view is that from all accounts, I can't remember ever seeing a Glober do a presentation, a proper presentation. To sit down and take us on a journey from point A to point Z, and this is the start, beginning, end. This is why we believe this. This is why I can prove it. I've got this citation. I've got this test. I've got this experiment. I've got this. I've got that. Whatever it is that they've got, yeah. And Rasta, hello. I have said hello. I'm sure I have. And we've never had that. We've never had a globe earther do this. We've had flat earthers that have done it. We've had lots of flat earthers do presentations. Anthony Riley, myself, to name just 2, and I'm sure there's dozens of others, that have done presentations. But globe earthers, we never see that. We only ever see their mocking videos and stuff like that. We haven't actually held them to account and said to them, come along and do a presentation and show us why you believe what you believe, because up to now, it's only ever been the flat earthers that have done it. I would love the globe earthers to come on it. This is the platform they can do that. And it would be interesting to see exactly why they so vehemently opposed to what flat earthers believe, and can they prove it? And this is what we're going to do. We're going to hold the toes to the fire and say, look, you can literally just talk about whatever subject you want and tell us all about it, and it'll either pass the test or it won't. It'll pass mustard or it won't, and that'll be judged not by me but by the chat and the people that want to come in and do a presentation, perhaps in response to that afterwards. So I think this format is going to be really I think it's what the debates need. because there is a debate going on, and this is exactly the way to do it. So anyway, yeah, I only wanted to do a quick 20-minute video or so, so that's about right for me. So thank you everybody for stopping by. UK Truth, I'm looking forward to your new show. I want to help. If you want to help, you can email me at it's ranty, R-A-N-T-Y, at rantyflatearth.com. So pretty dead easy. I will actually, I'll put it in here actually, my email, rantyflatearth.com. There we go. So that's my email. So if you want to email me, excellent. You know, like I say, might take me a few hours to get back to you because I'm inundated at the minute, but it's all good. It looks like the show is going to hit the ground running. I'll be honest, it's really going to hit the ground running. I've got people lined up already. They're already starting to do their own little presentations already. They're all getting everything organized. I'm probably going to be doing a lot of filming with these guys, you know, getting their presentations all done, ready to go. And, you know, it's going to be a lot of work, trust me, because there's that many people eager to express their own opinions on this. And the good thing is it's not all the normal faces. It's not the usual faces that we see. So, I mean, I have had Conspiracy Cats get in touch. I have had Tim Osman get in touch, Gem Panda, you know. So these guys want to do presentations, but we already know these guys. We've seen their stuff before. And, you know, I'm happy to still allow them to come on and do what they want to do. But I think it would also be equally as nice to get the quiet people that are listening in but don't comment, the quiet people that are doing their own little research behind the scenes that never ever makes it to YouTube, or, you know, they do their own research and they keep it from the family. They do their own research and they don't tell anybody else about it, but they feel like they want to speak to somebody about it. They want to tell people, they want to do a presentation because they're quite clever, and they're like, how am I going to do this? Well, you've got a platform now to do that. You can come on, you can do it in anonymity if you like. You don't have to give your name, anything like that, if you don't want to, and you can do the presentation. Obviously, the presentation will be shown to me before it's shown to anybody else. And, you know, I'll get to gauge whether or not it's going to be a worthwhile endeavor with that particular person. So I will only put good content out. I won't put plonkers out, let's put it that way. And I'll be saving myself from getting porn bombed by doing it as a pre-record. And yeah, so it's all good. What have we got here? So do I have a schedule yet? Well, at the moment, I'm looking at Friday evening. So I'm looking at Friday evening from 6 o'clock will be the first show. I'm hoping to get 2 shows done on the same night. So by all accounts, it's looking like it's going to be Friday evening UK time at 6 p.m. And I'm going to schedule a time slot for perhaps 90 minutes in total. And then hopefully right after that, you know, we'll end that stream. And I think that's going to be on gyroscopes from a flat earther's perspective. And then what we're looking at then to do is, well, what I'm looking to do then is another presentation by a glober this time, perhaps on optics, perhaps on modeling, who's done 3D modeling of the Earth. So whichever one we go with, I might do a double whammy, get the ball rolling on Friday, and then I'll see where it goes. I'll see if people like the format. I'll judge in the comment section if people have enjoyed it. If it hasn't, if it's not to anybody's appeal, then, you know, there's no point in going forward with it. But if it takes off and people like it and people want to participate in it, then, you know, I'll have to just see how many people contact me, how many shows I can perhaps put on. I might do it twice weekly. And I might do it at different times as well. I'll have to check what the amount of people that have watched it and where they've been watching it from, and try and work it around their time scale. So there we go. So I'm going to end the stream right now, guys. And if there's anything you want to contact me with, you've got the email there. And yeah, you can leave comments in the comment section, and I'll leave it there. See you again.